I just got finished making a fitness series, over at Patreon. And as I thought about that particular fitness series that I'm doing over at Patreon, I thought about, with some of the things that I said, I thought about how important it is to have certain people in front of us in our lives for positive influence. For instance, coaches. If you had a coach, they're there to keep you accountable. And what's the biggest problem in life today, if we are trying to discipline ourselves about anything, is we're not accountable. Be it eating or if we're trying to exercise, we don't have accountability. So believe it or not, we need mentors in life. And there are people who, by example, which you can see, they're excellent mentors. They're excellent mentors and excellent coaches that will help you stay accountable. But there has to be something in your part. It does. Because, if you want to improve in self-confidence, you want to improve in discipline, if you want to improve in relationships, if you want to make sure that your life is balanced, and if you want to make sure that you have good communication skills where you're communicating with people, and you want to be accountable, because you know that if you didn't have that accountability, you would not be as disciplined as you are or as you have been in the past. And that's the reason why we need people. We need people who are going to bring about a positive influence and positive change. Now, if you ever have been under any coach whatsoever at all, at least the coaches I know, most people in life, they just simply do not know how to separate business from pleasure. They simply don't know how to do it. And you can't coach someone who's going to take things personally. If you're going to take things personally, meaning, for instance, coaches, they have a goal they want you to get at. When I was in the military and when I first went into boot camp, those drill sergeants had a goal they wanted to get you to. It wasn't personal. While most people thought it was personal, it wasn't personal at all. They had a job to do, and they knew what it took in order to get you to become a soldier. And since you volunteered for it, you volunteered to get screamed, hollered at, mentally and morally degraded, to be shaped and molded, because you had a goal to become a soldier. All right? Yeah, I'm not making sense, I'm just using that as evidence or as an example. And so don't think that coaches are always going to be socially acceptable with you or your colleagues, friends, buddies, chums, pals, brothers, sisters, etc., etc., etc. They're not there to do that. They are there because there's a goal. For instance, a pastor, people here, when they come to Straightway, they marvel, because when they don't see me on camera, when they don't see me behind the pulpit, when they do not see me behind the pulpit, they're like, man, you're just a total different person, Pastor. And then I have to go through the spiel about dynamics. When I'm on here when I'm here on YouTube, there's a different dynamic. I'm trying to communicate. There's an exchange, a flow of information going forth here, and I have a goal in mind. And I realize that a lot of people are immature. I realize that a lot of people that they just simply are not disciplined enough, and they have really never held themselves accountable to achieve anything in life except misery, heartache, hurt, and pain. And I'm trying to change people from that. But in order to do that, there's a lot of screaming, there's a lot of hollering, there's a lot of finger pointing, there's a lot of so-called, what you would call personal insults. In other words, I'm going to say things to you that you normally wouldn't say to yourself. The design for this is to get you to maybe have that moment, and then maybe consider, and then go and do something about it. Because a lot of times I drop truth, it may be foreign to your ears. And remember, it wasn't truth to you until you finally got it. So that is the design for it. And for the ones who get offended, and the ones who don't get it, the ones who get upset and start slinging out racial slurs, disparaging comments, or whatever you want to call it, it's already communicated to me who those people are. They're not worth my time, energy, or effort. They're not worth, because in any part of my life, because they're not going to bring about any positive change. They're not going to be they're not going to be a person of influence in anyone's life nor have they ever been, and nor will they ever will be, simply because they do not get the dynamic of actually setting goals and going forward. And I comprehend, I understand. That doesn't mean everybody else does. So they take it personally. And next thing you know, I have more enemies than friends, simply because the way that we have been trained to process thought. But in everything in life, you know, for instance, if you want to be a good Israelite, hey, straightway is the place to be. Hey, we'll teach you how to be a good Israelite. I promise you that. And we will hold you accountable. And that's what most people in this world don't want, is accountability. And that's the reason why there are many people, you know, I'll put it like this. What did Christ say? By their fruits you shall know them. He also said this: if you can't believe me for the works that, or you can't believe me for the words that I say, then believe me for the very works. They testify me. I can say the same thing. If you're having a difficult time receiving what I'm saying because you don't like the delivery, you don't like the dynamic, what you really truly need to do is pay attention of the intent of the delivery and the intent of the dynamic. If you can do that, then you'll be well on your way. Well on your way out of the matrix, well on your way to personally benefiting yourself, because what I'm doing is making myself available for you. But if you can get it, everything will change in your life. So if you're having a difficult time believing what I am saying, then pay attention to what I'm doing, because you can't deny the fruit. The fruit is there. It will clearly give you your answers. I hope it says something to stimulate thought. Each and every last one of you, I want y'all to have a wonderful, wonderful day.